Late last year, the House and the Senate passed versions of legislation to replace the 40-year-old Toxic Substances Control Act. Both parties, as well as EPA, acknowledged the old law was obsolete and inefficient. As many as 1,000 chemicals in the market still needed evaluation. It was believed that the new law would become a major improvement, but first it emerged that it would deprive states from their right to regulate chemicals on their own, forcing to abide the federal regulations, and that sparked outrage from local environmentalists. Now it has been revealed that it may also protect chemical companies from lawsuits. First and foremost, Monsanto. Slipped at the last minute into the House version is a provision that could shield the company from liability for decades of pollution. The most avid example is the case of a family of chemicals made only by Monsanto, polychlorinated biphenyls, better known as PCBs, earning this provision a nickname among environmentalists, the Monsanto Bailout Clause. The insertion was so subtle, many lawmakers did not even notice it, yet its implications are huge. The clause, found at Section 7C of the bill, and you can now see it on your screens, seems very convoluted if you're trying to read it. But what it essentially does is likely blocking lawsuits by both state and local governments, as well as citizens, or, for that matter, continuing with litigation predating 2015. As well as preventing, of course, states from passing their own laws and regulations. Again, this is particularly tangible when it comes to PCBs, a global contaminant with a very long history. Initially used to prevent fires in electrical transformers, the use of PCBs skyrocketed nationwide in all sorts of products, from transformers to carbonless paper and plastics. As evidence mounted that they were potentially causing health problems, including cancer and immune system deficiencies, the EPA had to act and ban those from use in 1979. However, virtually every human in the world carries various levels of PCBs in their blood today. Believe it or not, decades after being banned, they still show up even in polar bears in the Arctic and whales in oceans worldwide, according to different studies. And this legacy stems almost entirely from Monsanto, which had exclusively been producing it for almost half a century. The company got out of the industrial chemical business in 1997, but that did not let Monsanto escape its liability. Numerous lawsuits against it related to PCB contamination are still going on. Last year, 6 cities like San Diego, San Jose, Berkeley, Seattle, and Spokane sued it to pay for the cleanup of contaminated waterways, as well as several hundred individuals. We are talking billions of dollars in cleanup costs and compensation to victims. The company denies any involvement in this new provision. People behind the new bill do too. But attorneys general and top environmental regulators from 15 states, which include California, Minnesota, and Oregon, have already written this letter to leaders in Congress demanding changes. The ball is now in President Obama's court, who is yet to sign this bill. Alexey Yaroshevsky, RT, reporting from Washington, D.C.